Happy Friday, everyone! Nars here with your fix of entertainment news. The bat signal might be on, but the Batman 2 still hasn't been greenlit. Joaquin Phoenix's paycheck for Joker 2 has him laughing all the way to the bank. And breaking, more famous people have hot takes on the state of Marvel movies. Well, isn't that super? Let's get into it. You'd think a sequel to The Batman would be inevitable after it raked in $750 million and was a hit with fans and critics alike, but somehow WB hasn't yet given Matt Reeves and company the go-ahead to start production on The Dark Knight's next big screen outing. The future of DC films is a bit shaky right now, and Warner Bros. Discovery recently made headlines by canning the all-but-finished Batgirl film amidst rumblings of figuring a new 10-year plan for its superhero slate. But according to Variety, The Batman 2 has not been officially greenlit, so assuming it does happen, it's at the very least a few years off. Given the first film's success, a follow-up has seemingly been in development, with both Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson on board to return. At one point, the plan was to expand the universe through original HBO Max shows, with one focus on Colin Farrell as the Penguin and another about the Gotham City Police Department. The last we heard, production on the Penguin show was supposed to ramp up this summer for a 2023 release, but the GCPD show seemingly went back to the drawing board, with Matt Reeves explaining it was being redeveloped as a show about Arkham Asylum. That said, if a sequel to the Batman movie isn't a sure thing, and WB Discovery seemingly retooling its approach to HBO Max, take all that with a grain of salt. The Batman was awesome, so I really hope we get a sequel. And hey, if you haven't seen it, go check it out on HBO Max before they decide to delete it from the platform as a tax write-off or something. Moving on, The Batman 2 might not be a sure thing, but a sequel to Todd Phillips' Joker film is officially underway. And crime might not pay, but movies about the clown prince of it apparently do. The second film will apparently have tripled the budget of the first one. Variety reports that the sequel, officially titled Joker Folie, will see its star Joaquin Phoenix bringing home a $20 million paycheck for the role. Lady Gaga, who will be co-starring as Harley Quinn, is supposedly getting $10 million. The first film was budgeted around $50 million, that's already quite a bump, and we've heard the sequel will feature musical numbers, which will presumably be a bit more costly than filming Phoenix canning down a flight of stairs to a Gary Glitter song. Folie is slated for an October 2024 release date, and we'll keep you posted on whatever we hear about it next. Meanwhile, elsewhere in the world of superhero cinema, not a week goes by without someone famous giving a hot take on the Marvel Cinematic Universe that whips the internet into a frenzy, and this week is no different. But this time around, it's an MCU star throwing shade at a different cinematic universe. Mark Ruffalo is making the rounds to promote the Disney Plus She-Hulk show. In an interview with Metro, he was asked if he had any concerns about there being too much Marvel content. Rather than flying into a rage, turning green and smashing car, Ruffalo said he wasn't worried about it, explaining that Marvel gives directors and actors a lot of space to be creative within the MCU. This would have been a nice diplomatic answer, and then he added, quote, "If you watch a Star Wars, you're pretty much going to get the same version of Star Wars each time. It might have a little bit of humor, it might have a little bit of different animation, but you're always really in that same kind of world. But with Marvel, you can have a whole different feeling, even within the Marvel universe." Shots fired! Unsurprisingly, Ruffalo ruffled some feathers among Star Wars fans and MCU critics alike, but it does raise some interesting questions. Disney would undoubtedly love to put out as many Star Wars shows and movies as it does Marvel ones, but there is a slightly stricter style guide. She-Hulk premieres next week on Disney+, and if a sitcom about a superhero lawyer isn't for you, it's followed shortly thereafter by Andor, which looks to be the Star Wars take on a spy thriller. And that is your entertainment fix for Friday, August 12th. If you prefer your superheroes of the martial arts anime variety, go check out IGN's review of Dragon Ball Superhero, and make sure you're following IGN wherever you like to watch. I'm Nars, and remember to always stay fabulous.